Hello, welcome back to Ireland AM. The time is 17 minutes past 9. Our next guest grew up speaking Gaelga in Dublin, surrounded by traditional music, and has since made a name for herself in musical comedy.
She's now setting her sights on a brand new show called Gaelmaxxing. Love it, what a name. Síomha Hennessy, good morning to you.
Good morning,
it's great to have you with us. Before we get chatting though, let's take a little look at you in action.
Any other celibates in tonight? Anyone else in their celibate era? Anyone having a dry spell sexually? Come on, open up. Anyone having a dry spell sexually yourself? No? No, oh sorry, I didn't mean to assume.
All of a sudden people are learning Irish, people are sending their kids to the Gael school, it's all the rage. And I just want to ask those people, where were you in 1995 when I was growing up in an all-Irish speaking family in South County Dublin? Now, for anyone who isn't Irish, South County Dublin is a place where the people who want to be English live.
Good morning, Síomha. How are you doing?
Morning. I'm doing great.
How are your neighbours feeling about the West Brit tag?
They're not my neighbours as such. It's more that if you did find yourself at the Dundrum shopping centre on a Friday, you didn't want to run into the private school kids and your mom speaking Irish to you. Back then, it wasn't cool like it is now, so I can't believe it.
Well, it is definitely cool. I love just going around asking if anybody's in a dry spell at the moment. That's a great way to
Did not know you guys were going to play that.
But Irish, it is cool nowadays. Like, I mean, listen, some of the artists, some of the amount of people we've had on here talking about how important it is to embrace the Irish language, how more and more people are learning. What is it on Duolingo and online? There's more people learning Irish online nowadays than they're even in classrooms. So it's a great time. For, like, as somebody who grew up speaking Irish, great time to be.
It is, and I want to start seeing some of the glory, you know, because when I was a kid, it was something I almost felt a little bit embarrassed about because in my house we spoke only Irish, and that made us a little bit different in Dublin. And so, you know, you want to be normal, you know, it wasn't cool back then if somebody had started rapping in Irish.
I mean,
game over.
Yeah, what are you at? Because I've got friends like that, Gael Gores, who only spoke Irish as well in Limerick, and they'd be out and about, you know, shopping or whatever, and people were like, what are they at? And it's like, well, they're speaking our language, lads.
Yeah.
And was it commented on by other families?
Totally, yeah.
And were you a bit mortified?
Yeah, and it's so strange that you could feel that way about your own native language, and it's just this subtle thing of like, not even always subtle, and that has gone away massively now with the resurgence we're seeing. But I still bear the scars I'm wearing. I'll tell you what.
that girl, you were singled out.
To an extent, my parents did a lot of that for me. Sometimes I think it was like they read a book called How to Ensure Your Children Get Bullied in School when they were embarking on that journey. And they succeeded, so good for them.
Well done, thanks. A bit of resilience. Isn't that what being a Gael Gore is all about?
That in spades. Yeah.
What about traditional music as well, though? But because that was always cool, was it not?
Tommy,
no.
I don't know what part of the country you come from. But look, these two things have always had thriving communities, and I joke about this, but I want to be very clear that I'm really proud of that heritage, and it has stood to me so much, and I'm just delighted that lots more people are waking up to it. But I also hope that resurgence we're seeing in the Irish language in particular is supported by genuine structural support, and I think sometimes that gets lost in the conversation.
Because your mum's involved in na Cosig, the traditional band, right? And you're talking about this is how you have grown up. There is a very serious point made here. We've had the Celtic revival before. It's happened. It happens like every 20, 30 years there's this resurgence. And then it does disappear again. From a very serious point of view, there is a lot that has to be done to make sure this continues on in schools.
Absolutely, and I think that's such a good point. I mean, we want to make sure that while I absolutely welcome the renewed interest, the cultural revival, that we can't let it be restricted to that. You know, it can't just be something that's fashionable and trendy for a few years, and without housing in the Gaeltacht, without meaningful support, you know, there was so many cuts to Údarás na Gaeltacht and stuff during after the crash and the bailout, and like that hasn't been restored. So you can't be papering over the cracks with tote bags that have occasionally poorly spelt Irish shanuckle on them. And I have a few of them myself at home, so I'm not throwing stones. But I think you really need both. And
It's very true. Like, I mean, listen, there's a housing crisis right across the country, but the Gaeltacht is a
They're areas of natural beauty.
Exactly,
which is why everybody wants to buy a holiday home.
There you go.
But exactly, how do the government or how do we ensure that they're affordable for people who do speak the native tongue are able to continue to keep their communities alive?
You have to build social housing, and you have to restrict holiday homes, and you have to do much what you need to do all around the country to solve the housing crisis. But we haven't seen the political will.
No,
of this government.
Yeah, certainly with the Airbnbs in certain area. I do know that within on Dangany Cooch they got planning permission for housing in a estate down there, and it has to be sold to people from the area, essentially, because that's the only
brilliant,
way.
though, isn't it?
It's really important. I hope that's still happening. Anyway, come here to me, Gaelmaxxing.
Yes.
Tell us about Gaelmaxxing.
Well, I saw that, these tote bags with the poorly spelt, I said, why not join them? If you can't beat them, join them. So I'm going to do my own show about this cultural moment. And it's really an opportunity for me to talk about some of the really hilarious things about growing up speaking Irish. It's a pretty unique experience. And I don't think there's been that much, I suppose, done or said or done, certainly not in comedy, about the strange, unique experience of being a person speaking Irish in Dublin, like family from the Gaeltacht, and and also I love doing stand-up comedy in Irish. I do stand-up comedy with a group called Gaelgory, and they are great, and I honestly have done my best gigs.
So is the show all in Irish?
It's going to be bilingual. So there is going to be. I'm still working out the
gigs.
Well, of course, yeah. But I mean, the punchlines aren't all going to be Irish.
No, they're not all going to be. I mean, I've actually done bilingual comedy before, and it has worked. I don't know why, but it has worked.
Yeah.
I think instinctively maybe you feel out, when a moment needs to be translated, and
it's a way to bring people in as well,
okay?
because but when you're in that setting and people are kind of getting it, it is a way to kind of for there's definitely an audience, 100% an audience there for doing all this kind of stuff. But you are also talking about like the stuff that you're going through as a young person, and there's so much crowd work now.
Yes,
and you are an Irish woman, and you were talking to an Irish, trying to get them to put up their hand to be like, yeah, I'm in a dry spell, I'm celibate. Girl, you're working hard.
I'm working hard.
You're working hard.
We'll see how we get onto the Bewley's Cafe Theatre with that.
This is where you're Dublin Fringe. That's where you're going to be doing
Dublin Fringe, absolutely.
That's where you're doing it.
Hey, you're not doing Edinburgh Fringe though this year, which I think you're pretty happy about. But listen,
thank God, I
is it that bad, really?
Well, look, if you're really famous, it's fantastic,
great.
I
Yeah,
imagine.
of course.
But I do recommend Edinburgh Fringe if you want to question your sense of self, your whole career, and whether you have any future at all in the industry. But other than that, I would be sitting this one out.
Like, you've moved to the UK, living in the UK now, and like you're opening for Aoife Dunn as well. Yes. It's obviously going fantastic for you. Obviously, the move has really worked out well.
I mean, the Aoife Dunn support is not to be attributed to my move to the UK, but, I'm delighted. In this industry, it's difficult. Just when you think you're going to give up, something comes along and, would you like this? Okay. Although I will say, now that I'm getting the opportunity, I have auditioned for the Irish soap opera Russ na Rún at least 5 times. And they have never cast me.
Right.
Yes.
Even Alan Hughes has been in Ross in a room. And do you have a word of Irish? Ask Gael, Alan.
Cup on tay de la Hull. That was my. That was my line. That was
I don't
my
know why I
line. Cup on tay de la Hull. That was my line in the pub in Rossnaroon.
I don't know why I bother. I mean, I have a vendetta. Where's the camera? I just want to say, Rossnaroon. If you are watching this right now, it's too late because Virgin Media have me now.
That's
You had your chance. They can spot talent.
We're putting her in the red suit directly after this.
We can spot talent. That's it, exactly.
Yeah, they can spot talent.
A pleasure chatting to you. Best of luck with Gaelmaxxing.
Micah.
This is going to be on September 8th until the 12th at Bewley's Cafe. What a great venue to be doing your show at the Dublin
theatre,
Fringe.
yes.
Síomha Hennessy. Looking forward to seeing
Míle
more of you.
Maigah.
Thanks a million.
Thank you, Síomha. Right, Alan.
Our Gaelgoer over there.
Gaelgoer over here, I tell you. Now, we are going to be taking a leaf out of Popeye's book and finding out the best sources of